I am joined now by former Assistant U.S. Attorney Jeffrey Robbins. Thank you so much for being here. How significant is this referral by the January 6th committee to recommend potential criminal charges? That sounds heavy, but what kind of weight does it truly carry?
Hi, Deidre. Well, you'd have to be living on Pluto, either literally or figuratively, not to acknowledge that there has been a mountain of evidence of criminal wrongdoing that's been amassed by this committee. I mean, we're talking not about a mountain, we're talking about the Himalayas. So the entire country has seen this. And by the way, it sort of defies the skeptics who months ago thought that really maybe the committee had nothing new to provide. That's not the case. As Jonathan has said, there's no obligation on the part of the department to prosecute. On the other hand, it's pretty clear they are focusing pretty seriously on prosecuting him anyway. The obstruction of governmental proceedings charge, the conspiracy to defraud charge, those are charges that a federal judge has already said he thinks the former president likely committed. With this added potential charge of a referral relating to insurrection, the former president is at best looking at the release of a volume of evidence which all of us are going to be chewing over for the next weeks and months, and not in a way that's going to make him look pretty good.
All right, now speaking of chewing over some of these events, we know the Department of Justice has been running its own investigation under a special counsel. So does the DOJ need these referrals from the committee to bolster their case, or are they moving clearly on a separate track?
They don't need this referral one bit. In fact, my guess is that the debate on the committee, to the extent there was one, about whether to vote for referral was as follows. You know, why simply do something which is symbolic, and why do something which would hand the former president and his team the ability to claim this was a political prosecutor referral? On the other hand went the argument, and that argument is going to prevail, the statement, the view was, how can we not refer him for criminal charges given the evidence that has been amassed? What kind of statement would that make if we did not refer him for criminal charges? But as to whether or not the department must follow this referral, is required to do anything as a result of it, there's nothing the department has to do as a result of it.
So, Jeffrey, breaking down these individual charges, so obstruction of an official proceeding and conspiracy to defraud the U.S., in your view, has the committee made the case on those charges through the evidence presented in the public hearings?
There's no question that they have generated evidence that would support a conviction beyond a reasonable doubt. On the other hand, let's remember, if the special counsel does charge the former president, it's not going to be a layup. It's unprecedented to prosecute a former president, and the special counsel will be obliged to demonstrate, to prove to 12 jurors, all of them unanimously, beyond a reasonable doubt, that the former president is guilty. That is a tall order. And it's not as though the former president won't have arguments. He can argue that how can he possibly be prosecuted for making a speech, or for making a series of speeches, or for seeking legal advice or the like. That's not an argument without any kind of resonance. So remembering how substantial the evidence of guilt is, it's also the case that the former president will have to will have the ability to argue that he shouldn't be prosecuted for speeches, and he shouldn't be prosecuted for seeking legal advice, however wrongful, however wrong that process was.
Okay, and then the potential insurrection charge, does that carry more gravity?
Well, that carries a lot of gravity. It is not, again, it's not a slam dunk. There's a tremendous amount of evidence, in my view, that he's guilty of it, but the prosecution would have to show that he aided and abetted, or he provided aid and comfort to an insurrection. Now, for most of us, that bar has been exceeded by a fair standard. But on the other hand, the former president, if he's charged, will have the ability to say, look, all I did was give speeches. All I did was urge my supporters to demonstrate. I shouldn't be prosecuted. I shouldn't be thrown in jail for that. And so while there is an enormous amount of evidence of guilt on all of these charges, one shouldn't forget that the burden will be proving it beyond a reasonable doubt. And the former president won't be naked when it comes to trying to put on a defense, though he will start in a hole.
Jeffrey Robbins, thank you so much for lending us your expertise. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Deidre.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.